Hey guys, this is Echo Soundworks, and you are checking out a production tip and trick tutorial video on ADSR. So in this video, we'll be checking out a production technique that uses accent kicks to make your kick pattern do two things. It can make it a little bit more interesting, but it can also accentuate the main kick in your groove. So we're going to be checking this out and demoing it in a hip hop type of a thing. So let's listen. All right, so what I liked about this groove here initially was how open and sparse it was, right? These main, or these two pink tracks, these are the accent kicks. I'm gonna mute those real quick. Right, there's a lot of space in between those dook dook and the snare, right? So I stuck in the accent kicks to kind of fill out that space. As opposed to having like another hi-hat or some type of percussive sound, I wanted to go with a kick. Now this is a great thing to do when you're working with a kick pattern that's sparse or open-ended, or maybe you're going from like a verse section of your song where it's two kicks going like dook dook ch, and you want to add kind of a third hit in there like do do do. One of those different hits. And yeah, I'm really good at beatboxing. I know, you can comment on it below. But yeah, one of those different kicks in that third hit or maybe the second hit can be a whole different sample, or you can just process the sample differently. So these blue tracks here, these are my main kick. Right, there's this one right here which sounds terrible on its own. But you never judge a book by its cover, because if we blend that with these two, we get a nice big kick, right? Now this pink track here, this is actually this kick, it's just processed differently, and this is my first accent kick drum section, right? And it just fills in the gap in between the first and second snare without repeating that. And I liked how hard that boom, boom hit. I didn't want to do with that same kick because it kind of loses its potency when it comes back around at bar 31. So I just processed it differently. I took off a lot of the high frequency, boosted a little bit of the low, so it still had some low end punch, because that kick sample didn't have a lot of low end punch to begin with. And then this is just because it went with two reasons. I got bored, or there was like a nasty resonance. I forget which, but yeah, it probably does nothing, to be honest with you. And then I used the good old fashioned sausage fattener on it. Now there's a second accent kick further down the line. And that's a whole different sample, and I played that at just a very quick rate. I didn't play it. I can't play it that quick. Who am I kidding? I programmed that in the piano roll. But yeah, those accent kicks really bring this groove together. Now, if you're producing like future bass or trap, probably you wouldn't use like two different tracks to do this. Usually it would be more of like one of the kicks where it's picking up pace, where you're having more hits, would just be a different sample, or it would be a kind of a different process of the same sample. If you are going to try to drag and drop a different sample in, it can be a little bit tricky, but when it comes off right, it is pretty cool. So you kind of got to find one that's similar, but not too dissimilar. There's this little fine gray area that you can hit with that, because if the kick is just completely different from your main kick in your track, it's actually going to do the opposite of what you're trying to do. You're trying to have a kick there that is accentuating your main kick, right? You're not trying to have it be the star of the show. You're trying to keep the main kick the star of the show. So there's this little gray area, mess around with it, but you can get some really cool results with this technique. So I hope you guys liked this video. If you have any questions or comments, let me know below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm Echo Soundworks. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you next time.